audit of the district's correctional services last week revealed hundreds of thousands in improper spending. CBS 2 News reporter Jason Hackett was at today's Board of Directors meeting where they discussed the audit in public for the very first time. Jason?
Scott, we first told you last week that the state identified more than $700,000 in misused funds. Today, the board laid out where they're going from here, and there were more than just a few people interested in hearing that plan.
This audit just validates what staff has had questions about for a good number of years.
A room packed with district employees on Friday afternoon still waits for answers.
Staff have questions for board members also, and we never really have had an opportunity to share our opinions or express our questions.
But they'll have to wait a little longer.
They want to have some dialogue with the board, and so we'll figure out a mechanism for that to happen.
Until then, the board is focusing on the what's next question. Director Bruce Vander Sanden says they have to look at several key areas. Chief among them, the relationship with the Community Corrections Improvement Association.
Those lines of responsibility need to be much more clearly defined.
The state audit says the nonprofit benefited from taxpayer dollars from the district, from free rent to free phones.
It was never intended for the 6th District to pay for those cell phones.
CCIA Board President Steve Ovel says these problems precede most people in the room on Friday.
Those kinds of relationships have been in place for many, many years. Not really anybody really questioning those kinds of relationships.
But he says that will change. Now you'll get a complete separation of the two entities.
Not co-located or even, in close proximity to.
There will be a separation of duties as well, with district staff no longer overseeing CCIA programs. Even though the audit defines the situation as an improper use of funds, Ovel claims the money was never wasted.
From our perspective, there wasn't the type of abuse that is kind of being put forth in the report.
Now, Vander Sanden says employees will get a chance to speak at so-called district dialogues next week. The district says many of the state's recommendations are already in place. They are preparing to send a summary of their response to the recommendations soon. Jason Hackett, CBS 2 News, 10 at 10.